Hi there, it's Suzanne and Craig from Adventures of Empty Nesters, here once again to do a little cocktail adventure for you. We've really enjoyed these last few weeks. We've offered lots of different recipes and some travel stories and my husband's history of cocktails. And today we have another one for you. And it is one of our favorites, although we have a lot of favorites, which is kind of embarrassing. But this one is the Manhattan. And he makes an awesome Manhattan. Do you want to tell them how to do it?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, this is probably our favorite drink. It's our most common.
Yes.
But so start with the glass. So you've got options on the glass. You can do a lowball cocktail glass, which is perfectly acceptable. You can do a Manhattan on the rocks or not. We prefer up. Up is shaken or stirred on ice and then poured into a glass without ice. In this case, a lot of people use an inverted cone, which is a martini glass. In this case, we use a coupe. It's not necessarily pronounced coupe, so you're not out of line calling it a coupe. The history is that it was fashioned after Marie Antoinette's left breast. I can't make this up. So that's the story, but it's a coupe.
Okay.
So what we do is, the standard recipe for a Manhattan is 2 parts, 1 part, 2 part. 2 parts of the bourbon, rye is the standard, 1 part of vermouth, and 2 dashes of bitters.
Okay.
And in this case, what we've done is, we prefer to use bourbon.
Yes.
We also know that the origin of the drink is in the 1870s in New York. There were a couple bars around Broadway and Houston that first developed this cocktail. There are many stories that conflict, but they can trace it to them because it was published in a book. People then started to order the Manhattan cocktail. But so we do this drink based on a variation of their formula. 212 is what bartenders today will tell you is Manhattan because that's the Manhattan area code. It is unfair to say that it's an area code based drink because area codes weren't developed until 1947. So
Nope.
you can do the math.
Yes.
All right, so we do 312. We call it a Chicago, but don't tell anybody.
Because we need a little bit more bourbon.
So what we do is we use the best vermouth you can buy. So Carpano Antiqua formula is just the best. And we do, for 2 drinks then, 2 shots of that. I've already poured the first one in. We do you want to grab me the bitters out of the fridge really quick?
Sure.
What we do as I said, we do a Chicago, so we'll do 6 shots of bourbon. Like I said before, rye is the most common. In this case, we use Woodford Reserve as our go-to. It's great for this drink.
I opened the lid for you.
You're great, thank you. There you go. And then finally what we'll do is 4 dashes for 2 drinks of the bitters. There's lots of bitters you can use. Angostura is the most common. We've got actually Woodford Reserve Cherry that adds a little dimension of flavor. So there's the 2 per drink or 4 total.
Okay.
We then mix it up. No strainer necessary because I don't have the ice. We keep everything in the refrigerator and freezer. So chilling is not an issue. Even the glasses for us are in the freezer. So
It's the best way.
yeah, so there you go. A little practice we've had. We're pretty equal on the cocktail sizes.
Yep.
Now you want to garnish them?
Sure. And who gets 2?
You always get 2.
I always get 2. And you get 1. And I'd love to tell you real quick about these Luxardo cherries. They are Italian, and they actually started this company back in like 1821, and they made a cherry liqueur primarily. And then unfortunately during World War II, everything was kind of destroyed and they had to rebuild. And so Giorgio was the last brother of the Luxardo brothers, and he and the next generation have built this company into this amazing product that is so delicious. The cherries are dark cherry, and it's not like those red fluorescent whatever they are that we've been eating our entire lives. This is the cherry. And when you go to a cocktail bar or you have a nice cocktail someplace, when you see that they have Luxardo, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, and if it comes with the red Bing cherry, you're in trouble.
Out.
Yep.
That's right. Well, cheers to you.
Cheers to you. And where have you had your favorite Manhattans?
Well, it's hard to say. I have 2 travel memories that I'd love to share. One is in Southern California at the Hyatt Newport, which has been around since 1962. And we just like to sit in the lobby, and there's a fire going, and it's just a really special time, and they happen to make a delicious one.
And by the way, the sordid history. The hotel
Yes,
opened
very.
in 62, prominent year because JFK died at the end of that year. And it's a fact that JFK rendezvoused with Marilyn Monroe at the villas at that hotel prior to his death.
So we've heard. My second memory is the Hyatt Carmel Highlands in Carmel by the Sea in Northern California. It's a very woodsy, very cool and calm kind of place, and it was built in 1917. And so it's another Hyatt property that has a lot of history, and we like to go there and hang out and sit there, and they have these massive windows that look out over the ocean, and it's just spectacular. So hopefully you'll get to go there one day, or you've already been.
So we had a lot to say because that's our
Yes,
favorite cocktail, but hopefully it was
It
useful.
is. Cheers to you with my husband's perfect Manhattan.